Hey guys, and welcome back to episode 97 of our Glory Hunter career mode. We are returning today with some more big games in our domestic season, with the return of the FA Cup against Exeter and Manchester United in the Carabao Cup semi-final second leg. We also have some huge games in the Premier League, including Manchester United, Manchester City and Tottenham. So let's jump into this first one. It's Exeter away. It should be a comfortable victory for us, but of course this is the competition that we need to win this year. Alright then guys, so here we are at St James's Park in Exeter for the FA Cup. Last 32 it is. We've got a strong side out there today, but we have made some changes. Now of course we will be strong favourites for this one, but you can never write off the magic of the FA Cup. And Exeter looking to come forward here early doors. It's a good attack, and Exeter have taken a shock lead against unbeaten Nottingham Forest inside 7 minutes at St James's Park. What a start. I'm not getting panicked yet, as there's a long way to go. Al Shamari down the left. They're really causing us issues with their system. And Godfrey intercepts but gives it away. Mendy makes the save. It's still not clear, and it's 2. Exeter City go 2 goals up against Nottingham Forest, and we have a mountain to climb here. Don't know if I'm just trying to rush things here, trying to force it, but here goes Brennan. Can he get in behind? He can. Brennan to pull one back. It's the captain, Brennan Johnson, and it is 2-1. A goal back before the break. Ravella gets a foot in. Now can our quality shine through? Johnson into Diaz. Johnson in support again. Kalimuendo. Kefren. Oh, we know how good he has been this year, and it's him who gets us back on level terms. Before the break, Forest break Exeter hearts, and from here we should be able to go on to find the win. Adeyemi swings the corner in. It will come to Kefren at the back stick, and it's trickled in. And in a matter of minutes, Forest have turned the game on its head. Kefren at the double. Free kick here for Karim Adeyemi. Probably favours a right footer, but I will trust Karim to get it up and over the wall. Oh, it's brilliant, this off the woodwork. So unlucky from Karim. We've not scored a free kick goal for a while. Schlager's going to have a go, and Ramiro sees it wide of the post. Fair play to Exeter. They've been very, very good today. It's just our quality shone through. And this man in particular, Kefren Turam, denied by the woodwork, and we won't have a fourth. Well, fair play to Exeter. They gave it a real good go, but it does look as if they are going to fall short. 3-2. The second half's been a lot tamer than the first, but we will make it through, and we may just have to start taking this a lot more seriously if we are to win it come the end of the season. It's a 3-2 victory, but it was by no means easy. So guys, we've just seen a bit of transfer business. A young midfielder, Theo Walter, that I believe we signed on transfer deadline day in the summer, has gone out on loan to Monza for 2 years. And I've also replaced the departing Eddie Salcido with Arnaut Danjuma, who is currently back up at Manchester United, but will be joining us at the end of next season. I'm just basically covering my back if we do need to continue into next season, if we do not pick up the FA Cup this year, which I'm hoping we will. So maybe a redundant signing, but it's just for cover for when Salcido leaves. So still in the cup here, but switching our attention to the Carabao Cup as we take on Manchester United in the second leg. We of course won 3-2 at Old Trafford, but I have put out a significantly weaker side for this one. Our front line's still pretty decent, as I want to have a threat going forward, but Defensively, we've made quite a few changes as we've got Manchester City to come in the league in just 3 or 4 days' time. So I'm expecting there could be some more goals today, as we saw in that first leg at Old Trafford. Game's just gone a bit scrappy in these first 20. No real clear-cut chances so far, but here's Morgan Gibbs-White, who unleashes a good effort on his weaker left foot, which is turned behind. Adeyemi's corner, looking for Godfrey. Gibbs-White into Leslie. Back to Morgan Gibbs-White. It's brilliant. Gibbs-White opens the scoring in what has been a scrappy first half here at the City ground. One bit of quality, a lovely bit of link-up between Morgan Gibbs-White and Leslie sees Nottingham Forest take the lead, extend the advantage to 2, and may have booked themselves a place in the final. Here's Danjuma, who of course has just agreed to join Nottingham Forest, so playing against the team that he will be joining next summer, but still looking to keep Manchester United in this affair. It's not him who scores it, but it is Florian Wirtz who levels up on the night. That means that once again Manchester United will just not lay down, and they're not going to make this easy for us. Still a lot of work to be done if we are to see this out. It's a brilliant ball by Trent into Vieira, swung across into the middle, and Godfrey somehow keeps it out. Ruben Neves, not seen many long shot specials from him, but instead reverses it to Kvaratskhelia, and that will do it. Nottingham Forest will be in the final. It's brilliant vision by Ruben Neves, and it's Kvaratskhelia who scores the 5th of the tie to send us to Wembley. Well, there is confirmation. It will be our next opponent, Manchester City, who we face in the Carabao Cup Final. We may potentially close out today's episode with that final coming right at the beginning of March, so we'll see how the rest of the fixtures go. We of course play them in the league next, but before that is transfer deadline day. So yes, transfer deadline day, guys. 10 hours on the clock. I honestly don't think anything is going to happen. I have 0 money left in the bank, and I don't see anyone leaving the club with nobody coming in. Well, we wouldn't have time to bring anyone in anyway, so yeah, for once I think it's going to be a very quiet deadline day. I tell a lie, guys, we have made a signing on transfer deadline day. I can't help but make a signing. It just has to be done. And I saw that this man was linked to Leicester City. I've swooped in and picked him up. He was a free agent, and with Amad Diallo going down for the remainder of the season, this makes perfect sense. Former Arsenal winger Reiss Nelson, 31 years of age now, will join up with us on a 2-year deal, and he will provide great backup on that right hand side with Amad going down. That'll be our only bit of business. Reiss Nelson, welcome to the City ground. So it's about a month until we travel to Wembley for that Carabao Cup final. Of course, a little bit meaningless for us, although I would love to get our hands on the trophy and potentially win at that treble this year. So this is a little bit of a warm-up for that game, of course, against Manchester City. We've still been absolutely flawless in the league so far, but this next month or so is really going to test us. Here's Kvaratskhelia. That is a brilliant block. Taylor into Kefren, and looking for Brennan over the top, knocks it down for Joseph. No flag. Kefren from range. Oh, it's brilliant, and it's off the woodwork. Chilwell does very well. Taylor into Kefren again, on to Joseph. Didn't quite have the pace on it. It will come to Karim Adeyemi, and it's trademark Karim Adeyemi. Bends it into the bottom corner. No chance for Ederson. And Forest lead in this Carabao Cup final warm-up. I suppose I shouldn't really play it down that much. It's quite a big game, you know. We haven't clinched the league yet. Manchester City still competing for top 4, so I shouldn't really play it down. But to me, it feels like it is just a warm-up. Here's Kvaratskhelia. Drills it across Adeyemi. Good defending. Good football this from City. Garcia. Romero gets a foot in, but it's back to Phil Foden. And Haaland in support. Foden goes alone and is denied by Mendes. First real save of the game for our Spaniard. Chilwell heads the corner away. Still not cleared though. Felix. Oh, and we're playing with fire there. That is a giveaway. And Erling Haaland, the robot. No idea how many career goals he will have in 2030. But Pau Torres and Chilwell overplaying. And Erling Haaland notches up another goal. Still at Man City in the save and still scoring goals. Well, Liverpool are leading at the break. They're playing Wolves at Anfield. And as it stands, if we remain deadlocked here, that will cut the gap to just goal difference, which makes me feel quite nervous. Here's Brennan Johnson and Adeyemi and Kefren in support. Slams it wide of the target. Unlike him with the form he's been in, but just slices across it. Still Phil gets it to Garcia. And it's swung to the back post, and Chilwell just about does enough, but he's stayed down there, Ben Chilwell, and that could be trouble. But we will play on for now with Kvaratskhelia racing forward, and Joseph's in support and couldn't miss. Worried about Chilwell down the other end, but Joseph restores our lead here, and Chilwell looks in a bit of pain. Foden again picking up space. Finds Gonzalez. Haaland in support, and Erling Haaland makes it 2-2. You can't stop this man. No matter what season it is, he will continue scoring. It does now mean that if Liverpool hold on to the win, they will cut the gap to just goal difference on us, which, considering we're unbeaten, they will be mightily pleased with. Here comes Reiss Nelson. What a start this would be. And the former Arsenal man hits it over the crossbar. Great chance. Ziegler storming down the left. We've got men in support here. And it's Reiss Nelson to win it. And Ederson with a huge save. Reiss Nelson's made an impact off the bench. But the two chances he's had, he's not converted. Johnson swings the corner in. Free header. And Ederson again keeps Manchester City in it. Adeyemi from the other side. Torres looking to get under it. And that will probably do it. It's a 2-2 draw at the Etihad. Another Desmond. Our clean sheets are going out the window. And again, it's probably not a bad point on paper, but it does open the door for Liverpool. Erling Haaland struck back against us twice to deny us victory. And this title race is wide open. Second of our triple header of big away days in the Premier League as we head to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium to take on a Spurs side that nearly got the better of us at the City ground. They of course went a goal up and we had to fight back, and they were very good in that game, so I'm expecting this one again to be tough, as we saw with that previous game against Man City at the Etihad. Real tough run of fixtures. We've survived the first one without loss. Big one here against Spurs. And Kvaratskhelia is out wide. Driving into the penalty area. Brilliant run. Still Kvaratskhelia around his compatriot, and what a brilliant goal by Kvicha Kvaratskhelia, rounding Georgi Mamardashvili, his compatriot, and giving Nottingham Forest the lead away from Emerson, and then just goes past the keeper, keeps his cool and finishes it off as well. Gallagher looking to get Tottenham back on level terms. Still Conor Gallagher driving into space, pegs it back, brilliant build up, and Spurs are level. Gallagher did so well, drives into the space as Matheus Cunha finds himself in space in the penalty area. And a good season for the Brazilian, former player of ours at Atleti, and it's given away by Brian, who's not had his best game out there. Still Nico. Looks for Gakpo, and Mendes has to claw it behind. Not seen any of Nottingham Forest in an attacking sense in this second half. We've been really quite poor. Taylor finds Chilwell. And now our goal scorer, Kvaratskhelia, driving inside, and the Georgian's done it again. We have been quiet in this second half, but it's the Georgian who bends home past the Georgian. And in a battle of wits between the two of them, it's our man who's come out on top. A brilliant first touch to take it in his stride, and then just bends it home past Georgie. A massive second goal, but can we hold on to it this time? Kvaratskhelia does so well. And drifts infield. Kvaratskhelia to Nelson. Can he shrug off the demons of the Etihad? Yes, he can. And Reece Nelson seals it off the bench for his new team. The former gunner against Tottenham. He will enjoy that one. And Nottingham Forest returning to winning ways in the Premier League. Back at Old Trafford once again, this time in the Premier League. Manchester United back to full strength, having rotated for that first leg of the Carabao Cup semi-final. So this will be a much, much tougher affair than the one we experienced in the previous episode. Similarly to facing Chelsea away at the Bridge, this is another game that I think is going to be a real test for our Nottingham Forest side here. One of our more difficult games that we have remaining in this Premier League campaign. And again, like I said when we went to the Bridge, if we can survive it, I'll fancy us to continue this unbeaten run as Joseph Lay gives us the lead. A brilliant goal from the Senegalese forward. And Nottingham Forest on the march again. Anthony heads on to Florian Wirtz. Back to the Brazilian. And this is good football. Romero gets a foot in. It's Danjuma. And it's going to fall back to Danjuma. And it's a fantastic save again by Esteban Mendes. Well, not a huge amount of chances in that first half. Manchester United did grow into the game and have started to create some as the half went on. Ten Hag making an early change here, and Manchester United need to find a goal. Danjuma runs into Brian. And Adeyemi's on the run. Kareem up against Nkapie, former player of ours. Still Kareem. Dinks one over to Kefren, and Joseph's at the back stick, and it will land in the net from Joseph, who gets his second of the game. And it's a huge goal for Forest as we look to come through this difficult patch of fixtures with our unbeaten run intact. Good ball into Florian Wirtz, into Moukoko, and that'll be a penalty. And Godfrey could be in trouble because Moukoko was winding up to smash it home. Just onto the field, Godfrey. It's only a yellow. But United have a chance with Yusufa. And it's a brilliant save by Esteban. And I think that will do it. It's another clean sheet and another big 3 points for Forest. And as I mentioned when the second goal went in, that is exactly what we needed to get through this tough patch of fixtures. Mendes with the late penalty save to keep the clean sheet. And Forest will continue their charge at the top of the table. So, big game before the Carabao Cup Final as we travel to Turf Moor to take on Vincent Kompany's Burnley side in the FA Cup last 16. Looking for a place in the final 8. As I say, we've got that Carabao Cup final to come as Brennan gives us the lead. And it's the captain warming up for the final with a goal in the FA Cup. And Brennan over the top for Joseph. Joseph into the penalty area. Drills one into Nelson in the middle. Well, underway in the second half. It's been all one-way traffic. 3.4 XG created in that first half, but just the one goal to show for it. And we need to get that second to secure our progress to the last 8 of the FA Cup. They have just given a little bit of encouragement to Burnley with those substitutions, but Leslie does brilliantly to read that. And still Leslie through the gap to Gibbs-White. Can he be the man to seal it? Pegs it back to Cali Muendo. And in the 90th minute, that will seal it. Nottingham Forest into the final 8 of the FA Cup. We're getting closer. And it's the backup brigade off the bench. Gibbs-White to Cali Muendo who seal it. So guys, we are at Wembley for the first time in this save. It is only for the Carabao Cup. So I'm hoping we're back here at the end of the season to be contesting for the FA Cup. Obviously beat Burnley in that previous game in, I think, the last 16. So into the quarterfinals now. And we're getting to the business end, but we're going to jump into this. We're not going to beat around the bush. It's only the Carabao Cup final, but I would love to win it and add it to our collection and potentially go out with a bang in this series with a domestic treble. Kvaratskhelia, early attack down the left, and he's been left alone down the left. Oh, strong tackle. And Kvaratskhelia stayed down there. And inside 5 minutes, we've lost one of our most informed players. That is such a shame. That could see him out for the rest of the season. But for Kvaratskhelia, absolutely gutted for him. He's been so good in our recent run. And he's now probably going to miss the remainder of the campaign. Chance for Nelson to impress this. He's in behind the City defence. Cuts it back to Brennan. Now Kenneth Taylor, and that hits Brennan. Nelson will strike it, and Edison saves and holds on. He was offside, but a decent start from Reece Nelson. Ali loses out to Kenneth Taylor. Drills it into Brennan, who holds off his man, and it's Khéphren Thuram from midfield, and Khéphren gives us the lead. Khéphren Thuram, I don't even have any more words to say about this guy. What a campaign it has been for the Frenchman. And he is taking a claim to be in the team of the save, because even in just this 1 year for Nottingham Forest, he's been incredible. His 3rd in the Carabao Cup. He's got double digits in the league, and he's playing central midfield. There he is again. Corner for City. 35 minutes on the clock here. It's played short to Kai. And Almada whips it to the edge, and it's well worked. And I think that was Khéphren Thuram who got a big block in, and Mendes with a huge save. And again, Esteban Mendes called into action for the first time, and he did not disappoint. That is brilliant goalkeeping from our shot stopper. And we just got caught playing out of our defence there. We need to be careful as Khéphren slides it through to Brennan. And Joseph's in the middle. Joseph Batoon can't miss. And we've got one hand on that Carabao Cup now. Joseph at it again. A brace in the last game at Old Trafford, and he doubles our lead here at Wembley with a minute to play until half-time. Nelson into Brennan. Lets it across his body. And Brennan's on the run. The captain for a goal in the final, and he sealed it. Nottingham Forest will be Carabao Cup victors, and the captain seals the victory and will lift his first major honour as club captain. Came through the academy. It's a lovely team goal. Works it onto his right foot, and Brennan wheels away, scoring the goal that will lift us the cup. 2 minutes of additional time. And Nottingham Forest are your Carabao Cup champions. And it's our first piece of silverware at the club. Going for a historic domestic treble, and Nottingham Forest back where they belong, lifting silverware. Well, I hope that we will be back here in May to compete for the FA Cup final. But for now, the Carabao Cup is ours. And Brennan Johnson celebrating with his teammates will lift the Carabao Cup for Nottingham Forest. And yes, guys, I'm not going to big it up too much. It's not the one we're after, but it's a great start as we look for that treble, and it's great to see the Forest players and fans celebrating a trophy. Brennan, the captain, lifting it. And what a way to end the episode with a Carabao Cup victory. So then, guys, that is where we will end today's episode. Of course, Carabao Cup winners in that final game against Manchester City. We will also find out who it is we will face in the FA Cup as we take on Chelsea at home at the City Ground. A couple of big upsets in the last round then. Who's gone out? Manchester City losing to Fulham, Palace beating Liverpool, and Bristol City beating Newcastle. We must be favourites for this competition. If we can get through Chelsea, we have an absolutely superb chance at winning this. We would be favourites anyway with how good we've been, but what a chance to win the FA Cup. And in the Premier League, a little bit of movement as well, as Liverpool have now played a game more than us, beat Brentford by 3-1 at Anfield, and continue their brilliant run of form, and for the first time in I don't even know how long have jumped ahead of us. Of course, we have the game in hand, but those draws in the recent episodes have seen Liverpool maintain a close distance between us, and yeah, they've gone above us. So with 12 games left to play, it is still in our hands, and of course we still have to play Liverpool as well. Lots of big games still to come as we look to close out this season and possibly the whole series as a whole. I hope you are still enjoying, guys. We're nearly there. I'll catch you in the next episode very soon. Peace.